I want to start with one question. I think a lot of you guys went for vacation, right? Or if anyone didn't go for vacation, fine. But I'm assuming you guys went for vacation. A lot of guys say assume Goa. You went for Goa. I want to know. I want to ask one question before going further. Have you purchased any apartment in Goa for staying there for your vacation? A lot of no's. Why you didn't buy? Because we want to stay hardly for a week, maybe every year or every month, but hardly for a week, and we want to come back to our local, right? So now back to the actual, kind of work. I'm comparing here with the vacation, but let's come back to our work. I want to use some software. The software is, let's say, Microsoft Office. And to buy the office, you need to spend $3,000. To buy the machines, you need to spend $10,000. To keep these servers, you need to spend $1,000 per month for rent of the stuff. $1,000 every month you have to pay for the rent, plus you have to spend the amount for your power bills and etc etc. Okay, maybe there are a lot of extra expenses, right? If you buy some servers, you need to maintain, and you need to hire one guy who will take at least $5,000, and this $5,000 you need to pay for the network admin or system admin or whoever it is. And I'm speaking about a small software like Microsoft Office. When I go for a bigger software like Microsoft Dynamics AX, what will be the expense here? One small example of the expense we are going to have if we want to set up Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 servers in the organization, the production servers, live servers. Okay, so let's understand what is the expense. Then I want to go for the next level. Okay, please watch. Right, first wicket. Well, I want to go with Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012. The servers will cost, each server will cost $5,000 to $6,000 at minimum. If you want to go for very good servers with Xeon processors, they may go for $10,000 also. Let me take as $15,000 for servers, because I cannot go for only one server. I need two AOS machines and one SQL machine. That's bare minimum. And you want the clients which are good enough, but I'm not counting them. Okay, this is one-time expense. And the second thing is, we want to hire at least two guys, and those two guys are going to look after the servers, networks, etc etc. And you want to spend $12,000 on the name of salaries for these guys. This is recurring. And the third thing is, you want to pay for your rent plus power plus network expenses. I want to say at least $3,000. $3,000 is bare minimum again. If you check the rent and other expenses in US, it's costly. But I'm just saying it is $3,000 per month. And this is also recurring. How much we are spending recurring? I'm not worried about this one-time expense here. Everyone is ready. But how much amount you are spending per month? You are spending around $15,000 at minimum per month on the name of other expenses for managing your machines to keep up your production. Now the question is, what is the benefit of going for the next level? I mean, when you said we are speaking about the Dynamics 365, right? When you said about Dynamics 365, what is the betterment? I mean, you are speaking about a lot of things like the recurring expense, $15,000 per month. If I move to the next level, Dynamics 365, I'm going to save all this money. I don't know. We'll see. The first thing is, instead of speaking Dynamics 365, we'll understand what is cloud. Okay, what is cloud? Cloud is some infrastructure provided by some third-party guys, and they will not charge you the amount whatever you see on top. They'll not ask you pay $15,000 for the machine. They'll not ask you pay $12,000 because we are employing two people. They'll not ask. Instead, they are going to charge for pay per use. The meaning is, say you are using the machine for 1 hour. They'll charge for 1 hour. And hourly they'll charge, I actually know the Indian rate, but it's in cents. I think, say for example, 0.10 cents or whatever it is. Cents, I think, cent, right? It's 1 cent is maybe 100 cents is $1. That's better. Okay, so it's like pies in US. So they'll charge, say, 1 cent or 10 cents per hour, and it goes to maybe $20 per hour per machine. Sorry, per machine per month. $20 per machine per month, or maybe $200. Assume $200. Okay. So $200, instead of spending $15,000, you are spending $200 for getting a machine and continuing your work. You may ask, what is the use? I'm paying $200 every month, right? You are right. You are paying $200, but assume there is a small guy like Big Bazaar. Big Bazaar cannot spend 10 crore rupee or this much amount. Assume, okay, we don't care whether Big Bazaar can spend or not. I'm just coming up with examples. So say Big Bazaar is a mid-sized organization who want to host their application whole world. They want their presence to be there whole world, but they don't want to buy all this infrastructure, and they cannot afford this $15,000 per month. In that case, they can go for cloud. Instead of spending the $15,000, they'll spend $200 a month, get a machine, and they'll start their work. That is the first thing. The second thing is, there is, Flipkart came up with something called as Big Billion Day in 2015 or 16. I remember in December maybe, or January 1st. They started this Big Billion stuff at 6 a.m. The servers of Flipkart went down at 6:05 a.m. At 6:05 a.m. So understand how, what is the volume in that particular time, the 5 minutes, what is the volume of, the Flipkart servers got for their machines from all over India. And, the servers just went down. Flipkart director, he came and said sorry to whole nation. He said, we'll take care of this problem the next time. I'm not able to understand that, or I never thought that we are going to get this much of volume of, request to our servers in 5 minutes. This is what he told. And I think, all of you know about this problem. Now say you are using the same servers in your local. You kept a data center. You are using the same servers in your local, and you got the same volume of request. What you want to do? Increase the servers in your data center? You cannot do that, right? You have to get 100 servers on the fly, install them, configure them, and you need to hire 50 guys for installing 100 servers on the fly on that particular day. And the next day, you don't need those servers because Big Billion Day is one day. The next day, you want to sell all those servers back to the the what do you call, the shops or wherever the retail stores are there. You want to sell all those servers, you lose a lot of money, right? So in those kind of cases, if you don't know the volume, we want to go for load balancers. The loading, we want to take more load. We want to increase the servers on the fly. We want to remove servers on the fly once our operations or our requirement is done. And for those kind of things, you cannot afford buying the servers, you cannot afford selling the servers. In that case, we'll go for rental of the servers on pay-per-use basis, and that is available in the cloud. I want to just give you some introduction to the cloud because the next version of AX, whatever you are watching, AX7, is on cloud. Why we want to go for cloud? Because till now, whatever you see AX 2012 is available only as a standalone application. And if you want to go or take your business online, the online presence, or you want to take your business worldwide, you cannot install the server in each and every place, and you cannot afford this cost everywhere. Especially the mid-sized business guys, they are not able to expand for the same reason. And that's where Microsoft thought, okay, why not we provide ERP to the people, to the mid-level business guys, so that they can increase their presence and they can use this ERP for doing sales, purchase, or any other ERP related activities whole world. And Microsoft came up with one ERP, that is your Dynamics 365. I used to speak a lot about cloud, but people, they thought like we are learning more into cloud and we are not learning it. So that's why I just came up with small introduction for the cloud. There is one thing you want to understand with the cloud. There are few benefits. there are few drawbacks. We'll just understand the benefits and drawbacks of the cloud. We'll move to the Dynamics 365. Okay. I don't want to go for more introduction to the cloud because anyways, we are going to learn some related stuff. I mean, stuff related to Azure. I'll tell you the syllabus also. I'll show you that. Okay. So first thing, what is the cloud? Cloud is nothing but the infrastructure. It is provided by some third-party vendors. There are a lot of guys in the cloud market. One is Azure, second one is AWS. These two are the big shots. AWS has got around 75% of the market, and Azure has got around 20% of the market. And these are the two big players in the world. One is Amazon, the second one is Microsoft. Now back to the cloud. These two service providers will give you the services in the form of IaaS, stands for infrastructure as service. Infrastructure is your networks and your other stuff. PaaS stands for platform as service, your operating system and the development tools, etc., etc. That's platform. HAAS stands for hardware as service. Hardware as service is your machines. I told you now, you are going to get a machine for $200, and if you want to buy, it's $5,000. I cannot buy 3 machines, or if I get volume tomorrow, for whatever reason, if I get more volume tomorrow, I cannot instantly buy the machines and start my own data server or keep in my local, increase the bandwidth, increase the number of employees, increase the network. And when the volume goes down immediately on 2nd of January, I cannot remove those instantly. So that's why people want to go for cloud. Remember, I told you drawbacks, and I want to tell you the drawbacks and the advantages with the cloud. Advantages: worldwide presence. Worldwide presence. If you install something, a website or whatever it is, the service, you can access that from anywhere in the world. And the second thing is cheaper, because it is pay-per-use. If you say I want to hold for 10 years, I don't know if it is cheaper or not, you need to calculate. But you are not investing, right? The network, the power, the other maintenance. If a RAM is failing, a RAM failed after 1 year of the time, you don't need to worry. If a hard disk fails, you don't need to worry. You don't need to maintain the redundancy also, because they'll maintain. All those things you'll get for free. And that is cheaper in those terms. Don't expect if I pay once for 10 years, is it cheaper? I cannot say if it is cheaper or not, because you'll pay the server amount. And that's why bigger guys don't need to go for cloud. Smaller guys, it's best. Now, there are few disadvantages. I don't say disadvantages, it's model of the cloud. The first one is your data will go and sit in the third-party servers. The meaning is whatever the data you are going to enter, they'll go and sit in either US or Singapore or Australia, or maybe if servers are there in India, Mumbai and Chennai. Even Hyderabad has got a data center. So your data will go and sit in third-party servers. The second biggest problem is payment for cheaper countries is costly. If you take the case of this $200, $200 is just 200 bucks for a US guy, but $200 is 15,000 rupees for Indians. So you have to understand, if your currency is cheaper compared with dollar, you'll feel burdened. You'll feel like, oh man, I'm paying more. I'm not paying 200 bucks. I'm paying 15,000 bucks. That is the different problem. But yeah, you have to understand, cloud, it's not affordable for few guys, but it is very economic for few guys. That's why you watch here and there Indians and South or maybe Asian countries, they go for cloud less, and African countries, they go for cloud less. But if you take the case of European nations as well as your American nations like America, Canada, and the nations like Singapore, Malaysia, or Japan, etc., whose currency is stronger, they'll go for cloud more. Okay, so that's all about the basic stuff of cloud. Now let's directly jump into Dynamics 365, because people are very interested. The first thing is Dynamics 365. We want to understand some basic history. Microsoft has got AX 2009, which is standalone, AX 2012, which is standalone, but Microsoft want its presence in the cloud, the ERP presence in the cloud. If you take SAP, they are there from past 15 years, I think, in the cloud. Their presence is there from past 15 years. And their festival is very popular. Why not we come up with this AX 2012 on cloud? That is what they thought, and they came up with the next version of Microsoft Dynamics AX. It is AX7, and this AX7 is your cloud ERP from Microsoft. The cloud presence ERP. Your presence is on cloud now, and this cloud, don't expect Amazon cloud, all those things. It's Azure now. Now the question is, AX7 is on cloud. Can I get on-premise version of AX7? Yes, they recently released on-premise version of AX7, but yeah, I think only one customer is using that. I don't have any more info, and don't expect any downloads that easily from your torrents or whatever it is. It's not possible. Okay, maybe AX 2012, few dummy guys or the people, culprits, maybe they theft AX 2012 and they uploaded it to torrents, but AX7, don't assume those things. Okay, it's not easy to get in torrents. And on-premise as well as cloud, the development is same. There is no change. We are going to learn the development, but don't worry about the changes. On-premise, cloud, development will remain same. You are going to have the development environment, whatever I'm going to show you in coming 15 or 20 minutes. You are going to have the same dev environment for AX7 also. But AX7 on-premise is given only for one reason. We want the bigger guys to come into AX7 market. We don't want only mid-sized or small business guys. We want the large enterprises to purchase AX7 and maintain their own data centers. If they are capable of maintaining their own data center, yeah, we are ready to give the Azure layer. We are ready to give the AX7 to those guys. And if on-premise is not there, we may not grab that market. So Microsoft came up with AX7 on-premise version for the same reason. Okay, fine. Anyways, let's not worry about this. But now back to the AX7. What is the benefit of moving to AX7? The benefit of moving to AX7 is AX7 presence is on cloud. So what is the benefit I'm going to get? One is cost cutting. How I'm going to cut the cost? Am I not going to buy AX7? You'll buy AX7. How much you are going to spend if you buy standalone version of AX? You want to buy $6,000 per AOS. Each AOS will cost $6,000. This is one time. Plus, you want to buy for few users. Anyways, we want to buy now also, so I don't care that. And the next thing is, you want to buy few servers. This is one time cost here. I'll say $15,000. Again, same thing. I'm not coming up with new thing. And you want to employ 2 network people, 1 AX admin, and I don't know if you want to employ more guys, but yeah. And the first thing is rent, power, backup, all those charges you want to take care of. I'm kind of counting, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 into 6, 18,000 plus 2,000 is $20K per month. $20K per month is your minimum expense, right? Oh, you are new. AOS stands for Application Object Server. Application Object Server is the server for which we are going to connect using our client machines. Like, for example, you say you are connecting to Gmail. You are using Internet Explorer and you are logging into Gmail and you are using Gmail for sending and receiving the mails. But where those mails are going to sit? They will sit in the Gmail server, or let's call as mail server. And mail server is your server which is going to store the mails or retrieve the mails and give you the facility to send and receive the mails or communicate, right? Here AOS is going to do the same thing. It's not mail server, but if you want to create a sale order or communicate with SQL and generate a report, do all those things, you have to use the client, but a client will communicate with the AOS. AOS stands for Application Object Servers, which is responsible for doing all the operations, day-to-day operations, whatever you request. That is AOS. Okay, so just remember for time being. Now let's come back to the cost cutting. How much we are going to save? I don't want these 2 network guys because I'm not going to keep a data center in my local. I'm going to simply install the client machines, connect the internet, or maybe we'll remove one guy. We need 1 network guy, and you don't need admins here because the deployments or whatever you are going to learn in future are done by the Microsoft guys. You don't need admins. Once the machines are set up, that's it. They are going to run. I'm going to show you some basic admin which we are going to do in AX7, but other than that, we cannot do anything. You know how to set up the load balancers, clusters, all those things in AX 2012, maybe. If anyone admin is sitting in this classroom, you cannot do all those things in AX7. All those are set up by Microsoft guys. So I don't need these guys. And rent, power backup, etc., etc. Who cares here? When machines are there with Microsoft or Azure or AWS, I don't care. They are going to take care of my backup. They are going to set up the power. They are going to pay the rent for their data center in US or Singapore. And I'm not going to go and check whether they paid rent or not, right? I don't care. So how many people I want? One network guy. And out of my 20K, I'm paying $16,000. I'm saying saving $14,000. This is my saving. Oh, I'm giving rough digits here. Don't assume like, this guy came up with very good digits. Okay, I'm just giving you some examples. Now, out of $14,000, you are taking 2 AOS servers, 1 SQL machine as per our calculation, right? $5,000 per server. The meaning is 2 AOS servers, 1 SQL server. If you take case of the same topology, 2 AOS servers, 1 SQL server, the cost is around $3,000 for AX7. So how much you are saving? Your overall savings is $11,000 per month. This is your end of the day savings. And this is for very small topology, very small organization. If you go for bigger organization and large topology, like 10 AOS machines, 2 SQL servers, lot of load balancers, etc., and very big data center, your savings will increase. It may go to millions of dollars per year. And that is huge savings, right? So this cost cutting people want, and they want to go with cheaper way of doing the business. And that's why they are moving for the cloud. The problem here is, as I told you, just remember, okay, if you take case of this $3,000, Americans and Europeans, $3,000 is $3,000. If someone say you, boss, pay 3,000 and get this, someone say you $3,000, yeah, very good shoes you are going to get. You'll pay, man, you'll pay 3,000 rupees for getting very good shoes or trousers or whatever it is. But if they say it is $3,000, you'll calculate, you'll say, oh man, 2 lakh rupee? Why should I pay 2 lakh rupee for getting a trouser or shoes or whatever it is? We don't do that, right? Same is the case here. If someone asks, say you like, you'll get all these facilities, pay us $3,000 per month, our people will calculate $3,000 is 2 lakh rupee. If I get 2 network guys, I'll get for 50,000. Each network guy will pay 25,000 rupee. We'll get 50,000, 2 network guys. One AX admin will pay 40,000 rupee. So it's less than 1 lakh. Why should I pay 2 lakh? I'm saving 1 lakh here in terms of Indian rupee. That is the problem with our currencies. Okay, I'm telling you honestly, Indians, only few guys went for cloud because of their presence in international market, but a lot of guys may not go for cloud. And Europeans, lot of guys went for cloud because their presence is there in lot of nearby countries. If you go to European Union, the countries are smaller than Andhra Pradesh, and they'll have presence in multiple countries. They cannot set data centers in every place. So that's why they do the business in that way, right? If you take case of Flipkart will deliver to Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Visakhapatnam. They don't have office in Visakhapatnam. How they are delivering? That is how they do the business, right? So their presence is online. You know the Redbus, right? Redbus servers, they'll not sit in Hyderabad. They'll not sit in Bangalore. They are in some other country, maybe Malaysia or Singapore. But still they are doing business whole India. That is the presence of cloud, understand? Now, let's go for AX7. AX7 is Microsoft cloud-based ERP. If you know AX 2012, all the functional features are 90% similar in AX7. If you ever got a chance to watch AX7 environment, if you see the account modules, you will see accounts receivable, accounts payable, etc., etc. All those modules are same in AX7 also. Okay, you don't have any change. I'm going to show you in coming 5 or 10 minutes. The second thing is why people are calling us Dynamics 365. Now we want to understand what is this Dynamics 365, D365, AX7, AX8. Why we got these many names? Actually after AX7 they came up with AX8. Now market has got AX8, the very latest version, the first version of AX8 released to web version RTW, and this AX8 all those versions, they are going to have some small changes here, nothing more than that. Don't expect like a lot of changes are there or the whole development or whole everything is different. Yeah, I'll tell you. So that is what people are going to assume, but no, it's almost the same. AX7, AX8, 99.9% same. You have few new features, you have few extra stuff, related to kernel, all those things, but you don't see any change as per the stuff. I'm going to show you AX7, AX8 both. Okay. Now the second one is why people are calling us Dynamics 365. If you take Microsoft Office or if you take AX 2012, it is not available 24/7, right? You should sit in Office to work with that. If you want to, work on your AX 2012 at 2 a.m. morning, early morning 2 a.m., you should go to Office, sit in Office, or you have to log into RDP from the Office machine. Yes, I think they launched the RTW, the first version, okay, AX8. So I'm assuming because I heard, but yeah, I don't know. I'm supporting the pre-releases. So I'll, if the product is planned to be released in coming 3 months, I'll work today. That is how I'm going to work. Say if a product is planned to release in September, I'll get that product today. Okay, I'm working for pre-releases, so that's different. Right, so I'll just kind of tell you about this website. Yeah, 99.9% UI and other stuff will be same. There are few changes. I'm going to show you AX8 as well as AX7 just for comparison, but more focus is on Dynamics 365. What is Dynamics 365? Dynamics 365 is your AX7 or AX8. That's it, no change. The difference between these AX7 AX8 versions is they are just version numbers. And if you want to go for AX 2012 environment, you should sit in Office. Your machines should be available. And if you want to log into the machines, you have to go to Office or log into the RTP or do some kind of stuff there. That is how you are going to work. They are not available 365/24/7. The meaning is hold without any downtime, zero downtime, whole year. They are not available. So when you go to the Dynamics 365, they are available 365/24/7. The meaning is 24/7 is without downtime, whole 365 days, and they are available whole world. You can access from anywhere if you have internet connection. That's why they call as Dynamics 365. Point one. The second thing is this Dynamics 365. If you call as AX7 or AX8, they are only AX, Microsoft Dynamics AX. But Dynamics 365 has got, they just came up with few extra facilities like integration, which can be done with the CRM or human resource management, or few other kind of small parts are released. As I told you, HRM is one of the modules which is made a smaller ERP and they released. And the same is the case with your Dynamics 365. They just came up with more things and they told, yeah, if you want customer relationship management, you can buy that and integrate with AX. If you want HRM, buy that, integrate with AX. That is what they told. And they named it as Dynamics 365. Dynamics 365 is not one package. It is collection of multiple packages, which includes Office 365 also. Just remember that. Okay. Dynamics 365 is collection of packages, which includes Office 365 also, which can be used for easy integration. And yeah, if you want to buy only one software, feel free to buy only Microsoft Dynamics 6 or NAV or whatever it is. You can buy individual software. If you want to go for multiple things like AX plus CRM, AX plus HRM kind of things, you can go and buy. You can go to Microsoft site and check what all the other packages available. We strictly speak about AX, so I'm not worried what all the packages available, but yeah, still you can go there and find out the stuff. Okay, so now I want to show you the AX environment because a lot of people are eager. And if you have any queries, feel free to ping me. Trust me, I'm going to speak more about this cloud model and Azure and all those things in the sessions, different sessions, and you'll understand more. But for now, we'll stop this, basic stuff here, the cloud stuff here. You understood what is the benefit of cloud? You are going to get the cloud for cheaper. You don't pay all the money at once. You'll pay per use. These are all the benefits, and you are going to cut the cost. You don't need to buy the servers. You don't need to, rent. You don't need to pay for power, backups, redundant, and you don't need to have the network guys. That is all benefit with the cloud. So we know the benefit, we know the advantages, we know the disadvantages also. And now we want to go for the AX environment. 7 or 8 or Dynamics 365 or AX7 on-premise, all are same for you. As per development, deployment and stuff, everything is same. No need to worry. And Dynamics 365 is not one thing. It is collection, and you can go and check in Microsoft sites, but we are going to speak about AX. So we'll say Dynamics 365, but we want to speak about AX. Okay, I just came up with the brackets. Now let's understand how to open the stuff, or what is the architecture. I want to come with architecture because a lot of times, people want to learn something. They thought, okay, I came to demo. I'm spending 1 hour of time. These guys should add value to whatever I know. Okay, that's what we want to go with. Maybe people expecting that. So that's why I'm jumping directly into the architecture. And I just want to let you know one thing. What is the architecture of AX 2012 here? Please summarize. And you have the 3 tiers. What are they? The first one is SQL, important tier. And the second one is application object server, and your client called as Morphex. Let's say Morphex or client. Okay. Now my question is, what is this tier? What is tier? SRS reports, reporting is reporting will run in AOS, right? We don't need to say as tier, one more tier. It's in the AOS. And if you consider report server, that may be one more tier. But what is a tier? Anyone know what is a tier? If no, please ping no. I'll speak. No, layer is different. Okay. Layer is different, tier is different. So people splitting connection. Okay. So tier is, I'll tell you in simple terminology, tier is a process or an exe file running which is used in inter-process communication. That is called as tier. Okay, tier bole to it is a process which is used in the inter-process communication. Now, when I say 3 tiers, if you go to the service, the right click and this task manager and check here in your details, you will see 3 things, 3 exe files. Watch here, it's an exe. You will see 3 exe files. One is SQL server. Go and check in your the AX 2012 environment. One is SQL server. The second one is AX32 serv.exe, and the third one is AX32.exe. So 3 exe files running here. And when I say exe file, it is a separate process. You'll have the PID here, process ID, and that's called as a tier. It's inter-process communication. And when you say as layer, you'll have one more architecture called as layered architecture. When I say layered architecture, if you go to AOS will have the reporting stuff, AOS will have the batch server related stuff, AOS will have the other, the CP related stuff, all those things, right? They are the layers. It's one application, and you will have more than one thread which will run in background of that application. They'll communicate with each other. It is only one process with different parts of application doing different activities. And when I say layer, don't compare with AX layers here. It's not user layer or sys layer. I'm just telling the layered architecture. Okay, you have layered architecture and you have tiered architecture. I'm saying about the architecture. Now back to the AX7 or Dynamics 365. You still have the same architecture. It is 3-tier architecture. So what are all the 3 tiers? When I speak or ask about the architecture, people tell cloud, Azure, X, Y, Z, LCS, all those things. Man, they are not coming into the architecture. They are all the tools used for deploying, or the tools where AX is hosted, or the tools where we are going to get the machines. They are different things that comes into a different architecture, but don't speak about them. When I ask about AX architecture, the AX architecture is 3-tier architecture again. But where are these 3 tiers? That is the question. You have AOS. AOS is in IIS. AOS is not a Windows service anymore. It is in the IIS, stands for Internet Information Server. Come on, show me the proof. Where is IIS? Go to run. I think you know run, right? This flying windows and R, you will get this box run. Type INET manager. If you type INET manager, that will open your IIS manager, Internet Information Server manager. It's a console used for creating the websites and removing the websites or deleting or doing whatever, your web server. You can call as web server. Okay. If you want to open that console, you have to go for INET manager. And this AOS can be hosted only on this IIS. If you know any other web servers, I'll tell you, if you heard about some web server called as Tomcat. Tomcat is used for hosting the Java applications. And we cannot use Tomcat for Windows applications. AX is Windows applications. So where we can host IIS. Okay. Now expand this your machine name. You expand the sites. You'll see this one. What is that? It is AOS service. This is your web service or website, and this is your application object server in AX7 or Dynamics 365 or AX8 or whatever you call. Okay, that is your Microsoft Dynamics application object server, and this is your tier 1. The second tier is your SQL database. This is there in Azure. But for now, we have that in our standalone machine, local box. Everyone is able to see my screen, right? Yeah, I think yes, because stop sharing is visible to me. Good. So, you know, SQL database, it is actually hosted on Azure, called as Azure SQL. But for now, it is there in our local machine because I'm getting the local machine for practicing. Whatever the practice we do, it is in our local. We don't buy the cloud machine because I told you you have to spend $3,000, right? For practicing, we cannot spend $3,000. So that's why we bought, we downloaded one machine. And someone was asking here some question. Can I get a trial machine for practice? Where is that here? 1 second, I'm checking this. Right. Is there any trial version for practice? Yes. Trial version for practice is there. And I'm using the same thing. Whatever you are watching here, D365V8.0, the very latest version. We are using the same 8.0 version. And you can practice there. I'll tell you how to download. You can download if you have very good internet connection. It's around 30 GB. Okay. And the next question is AX8 launched officially? Kind of. I think they launched one of the versions, RTW. And D365 Finance and Ops, same to AX7? Yes, almost. As per developer, as per end user. But don't worry about the architecture and stuff. You don't need to pay for downloading the trial version. It's for free. Or you can go to our front office, they'll install and they'll give for free. I don't know if they charge something for, like 200 or 300, but other than that, it's mostly free. And Microsoft, they give for free, but there is one glitch here. You should be Azure user if you want to log into LCS and download the stuff. I'll tell you how to download when we go to the sessions. Okay, I cannot show you now right away because we are in demo. Okay, I'll tell you how to download. I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, you can try. And the third thing is your client. Client is any web browser supported. Actually, we'll use these three: Internet Explorer and Edge and Chrome. These are the three preferred browsers we use. And Microsoft suggested to use Edge because it is very faster. It's up to you. Okay, some people use Chrome because they are habituated to use Chrome. I'm going for IE now. Watch here. That's my Microsoft Dynamics AX7 first look or AX8 first look. I think I will check the version. So watch here the link. This link, if you have, you can go worldwide anywhere. If it is hosted on Microsoft Azure servers, you will get this kind of link. Not exactly this link, this kind of link. And this kind of link, if you paste, you're in Hyderabad. Go to Pakistan, paste there, you can access. Go to Thailand, paste there, you can access. Go to Andaman Nicobar or go to California, you can access. That is the best thing you are going to get with this cloud. And you can expand your business to any country or any region. That is the best thing you are going to get with this cloud stuff. Okay, now you know how to access, but how I'm going to get this link? Don't worry, in LCS you will get the link. They'll give directly, this is your AOS link, this is your client machine, server machine, all those things. They'll just give you some kind of info. And yeah, it's up to you. And if you forget the link, don't worry, still You can go to AOS service. You see here the same link, right? Click on this, it will open. And you need the username and password. I'll tell you how to configure, don't worry. Okay. Those will come in the coming sessions here. I cannot show A to Z in one session, right? So they will come in future, very near future. So you click on this link, it will go to that place. Now back to the architecture. We told 3-tier, but in fact there are more tiers. Microsoft or all the people say it is 3-tier, but there are more tiers. Anyways, in the 3 tiers, your AOS is running on one process called as IaaS. Your SQL is running on another process called as SQL Server or Azure, and the third one, client, is running in Internet Explorer. You have few more things. I'm not going for INET Manager now. I want to go for something called as services. In the services, you have a couple of more tiers. The first one is management reporter. This is one more tier used for reporting. And the second one is your Microsoft Dynamics 365 batch management service. This is used for scheduling the batches. If any one of you know about the batch jobs, the AX 2000 guys or 12 guys, understand if this service is not started, the batches will not get processed. So those are batch jobs. For running the batch jobs, this service should be up and running. The third one is your DIXF, data import and exporting operations will be done using this particular service. So how many extra things are there? 1, 2, and 3. These 3 things are 3 tiers again. So how many tiers? 6 tiers. Huh? Actually, it is more number of tiers, entire architecture. But the 3 tiers, whatever you are watching here, are bare minimum. If these 3 things are there, you can start working with it. You may not work with batches, you may not import export data, but still you can open and you can work with Microsoft Dynamics 6. That is what we want to say. That's why we call as 3-tier architecture. The bare minimum components required to do the work, right? Now let's understand what is the version and how we are going to do few settings. The first thing is you logged into this. You click on this, it will go to the home page, nothing more than that. Okay. And this is your finance and operations going to the home page again. And they just want to give us finance and operations because you maintain the finance related stuff and the regular sales, customer relations, or whatever in this particular ERP. That's why they are calling as F&O. There is no change. I'll show you the modules. You'll feel like there is no change. Okay, 1 more minute. Now this is your company. Click on this. You can change the company. I think you already know this one. Okay, you'll have a lot of companies. You can switch to any company. The next thing is your search. You don't know something, you can search here, which is not there in the older version. For example, I don't know where is customers from. I'll type here customers. It will show the customers list, customers on hold, customers available, all customers, all those things just open. It's very simple. And the next thing is if you have any info boxes, you'll get here info stuff. You give info, they'll see here the information. And the next thing is the smiley. You can say, yeah, AX is very good. No, AX is very bad, whatever it is. Click on this, you will see that. You like or dislike, whatever it is, you can give comments, they'll come back, they'll ask you, they'll find info. This is very important thing. This is very important. When you get any problem with AX, you can give you can raise a ticket to the Microsoft guys saying, hey, I'm getting this problem. They'll come and they'll try to give you some info or they'll fix that problem. And for that, you need to give some info to them. That info is your session information, which they are going to use for doing the investigation. And they are going to, they need the date and time when you got this problem. Some kind of information which will help them for doing the investigation. Remember, all the times, whatever you see in AX7 or not local time zones, they are in the UTC format, which is -5 over 30 minutes from now. You can go and check the UTC date time. It's 9:30, right? Should be 4 or 4, I think. Okay, because it's -5:30. We are in +5:30 zone. Okay. Now go back to this one. This will have some basic settings, user options, which company the default one you have to go with, the kind of template or lookup you want to go with and stuff. You have task recorder. We'll speak about these more, but let's go for about first. We want to see the version number. What is the version we are using? Oh, 1 second. This is small. Will I expand? Right. What is the version we are in? I'm sorry, here it's small. Oh man, why this guy is not showing? Right. Anyways, watch here. Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. 8.0. We are on AX 8.0, the very latest version. But there is one pitfall in 8.0. It's not pitfall or drawback. It is the model, or it is what Microsoft is going to give us or restrict us. You cannot customize in 8.0. You cannot overlay in 8.0. I can add new features, but I cannot modify the existing classes or tables in 8.0. I can do that in 7.0. So we'll see those customizations and overlaying in 7.0 and rest of the stuff in 8.0. You are clear, right? I just want to show you everything in 8.0 except one small thing, and I'm going to show you that small thing in 7.0, that is overlaying. And watch here the next one, your update 15. We are on platform update 15. The platform is like the basic infrastructure which is used for hosting this AOS servers and clients, all those things, whatever you see, database, and which will facilitate, the whole infrastructure stuff, which will give the basic code for running these services on top, and that is called as platform. And platform 15 is the latest version out there in the market. We don't need to worry about platform. We don't modify anything in the platform. It's all kernel stuff or whatever it is. We cannot modify anything. It's all the infrastructure, and that infrastructure, the latest version is 15, and we are on 15. You don't need to worry about that. Okay. So this is all, the stuff. And if you go to the next important or interesting thing, you can find all the loaded packages, what are all the things there in your environment. You can watch here. The models, we call these as models, application suite or application foundation, all those things are called as models. You can just scroll down. There should be more. I don't know why it is showing only few. It's not giving the scroll down for some reason. You can check in your environments. Okay. Now, I want to go with the list of modules. Just click on this. Now, was there? I think you can see that those are very familiar to you. The accounts payable, receivable, budgeting, bank, common, and cost accounting, expense, fixed asset, your general ledger, HR, master planning, payroll, procurement, PIM, inventory management, blah, 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 retail, all those things, you guys are very familiar with those terminologies. But when you click on one of them, say for example, accounts receivable, you may see the environment a bit different. I mean, it's like, AX7, they want to come up with few new things, right? Otherwise, people don't buy. So they changed a bit, layout a bit. And still, it's all same. You can just watch this and understand the stuff. Just go there and use or click on whatever you want and continue with your operations. Now, this is about UI. And people, they are also interested in watching the development environment. Let's go for development environment. Your development environment is not on Morphex anymore. It is on your Visual Studio. Click on Start, go to Visual Studio and right click, run as admin. Remember, run as admin, otherwise you cannot build or deploy. I just started. If I start one more, it may go slow. So let me open one of them, whatever is there. And I think some project is going on for the other batch. 1 second. I'll close this. Yeah, that's good. So what's there now? You'll see something interesting called as Application Explorer under the view. You click on this Application Explorer, you'll get this box. This is your place where you are going to do the development. And this Application Explorer is nothing but your AOT, stands for Application Object Tree. Okay, I'm going to show you all these things, don't worry. I'm just kind of showing you the environment, how it looks, the first look, so that you'll feel, okay, I know something now. Okay, so now this is your first look, and was there, you'll feel everything a bit similar, base enum CDTs and tables, views, etc., classes, macros, forms, analytics, reports, workflows, labels, resources, configuration keys, security keys, license codes, roles, role-based security, and your DLLs, AOS, services. Extra menu called as Dynamics 365. Please watch here. This is your Dynamics 365 menu, which is used for kind of creating models or working or creating deployable packages, synchronizing all those things. We'll see them. We'll understand this menu and we'll understand this whole AOT. But yeah, it takes time. I'm just showing you the first look. And if you want to work with one of these objects, you cannot simply right click and view code and modify. Instead, you have to create a project. You have to add the object to the project, right click on some object, whatever the object you want to, and you have to add to the project and then start working with that project. That is how you are going to work with this kind of stuff. Okay, just remember these points. You cannot simply come on the fly, modify whatever you want like in AX 2012. You have to create a project and work there. And whatever you create, the project stuff, whatever you create here, it will go and sit in your AOT. Don't worry, it's like AX 2012. You create something in project, it will go and sit in AOT. And whatever the objects you watch here, you create here, they are actually there in the file system. And the file system in the AOS service, in the packages local directory, you have these. These are all called as modules or models, not modules, I'm sorry, models. Each module will have some stuff, what do you call the classes, tables, all those things, was there, AX class, AX table, blah, 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 whatever it is. And you are going to see those, stuff as XMLs here. For example, I'm going to this foundation of application suite. You will see cust account EDT. This is your EDT, AX EDT. They gave us prefix AX, but cust account is your EDT. You can open this in Notepad and you watch here. This is EDT. You can just see what kind of stuff it is. It is AX EDT string, and you'll kind of find some info. Don't modify anything. Simply close. Remember. Okay. It is illegal to modify. Don't modify. You may face some other problems. So this is about your dev environment, and this is the place where we are going to do the development. Now the next thing is, that's very basic stuff here. Okay, I want to show you the kind of environment because people are speaking before I joined, and they are more interested to watch what is there and how it looks, what is the first look, and what are the kind of service tires there, all those things. So I just jumped in, and the final thing is the syllabus. What are all the things we are going to cover? I'm opening my brochure. These are all the things we are going to cover. Here, these are all the things you are going to learn. I'm going to show you the LCS Azure also. You have to bear with me. If you don't know Azure, I'll feel bad. So that's why we want to know for Azure. We want to understand some Azure also. I'm going to teach you a couple of days Azure. Don't assume you'll become Supermans in Azure. But trust me, you'll understand how to get a machine, how to get a SQL DB, all those things in Azure. You don't need to work, or you may not work in Azure in your lifetime. But still, you'll understand what's going on behind the scenes if you learn Azure. And I'm going to tell you how to get the machines set up, but it's not next stuff. We'll download and we'll set up. Okay, I'll tell you how, because we cannot set up. We'll not have any exes to install. And you will see all the things like the data models, all those things. The most important thing is entities, and it takes time for entities. The next one is forms. It's a lot of different new things. You don't have the templates, whatever you speak in AX 2012. We call as patterns here. So we want to learn that. Power BI, we want to learn this. Rest they are, at least that's what I want to emphasize. And the final thing is the customizations. Customization is not direct in AX 7. You don't customize by right-click view code and simply change that, it won't work. And in fact, you cannot customize or you cannot overlay it. If you speak about overlay, you cannot do that. Instead, we got a lot of new concepts like extensions and chain of command with delegates or event handling, all those things. We want to understand that. We'll see 5 customizations for sure. I don't know if time permits, we'll go for more, but minimum at least 5 we are going to see. I'm going to do them in front of you. I'll tell you how to do them. And finally, we'll end with the workflows and the web services, the OData services. OData services we'll see here. Okay, but still, I'm going to speak again. What is the stuff and kind of, and we'll end up with deploying and how to move the customizations, how to upgrade, and how to use the trace parser, how to do the task recording, all those things. Some basic stuff. Okay, the basic investigation or troubleshooting stuff.